Hello, spoon feeders. Welcome to another episode of Spoon Fed Truth, a podcast about love, life, and losing your patience, but never your sense of humor. I'm your host, Vicky. I am joined by my silent co-host, Paul. Say hello to the people of the internet. Very good. And I wish they were more silent, Emma and Damien. Say hello to the people. Okay, guys, today's episode is called The Good, the Bad, and the Awkward, and it's part of our disability support worker series.
Yes.
This is part 3 of the series where we talk about all the things that come with being a care worker, a support worker in the disability and aged industry. We, amongst us, we have a lot of experience and we have seen some pretty interesting people come through. So support work is one of those things where no 2 days look the same. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Some days you get an absolute angel that walks through the door, and other days you get a story you can't really tell at a family dinner. Today,
So true.
Today we're diving into the good, the bad, and the awkward, the moments that shaped us, taught us, and honestly sometimes broke us. So let's get into it. And I want to start with the good because, you know, you always got to start on a positive note. What makes a support worker truly exceptional? And I know in other episodes we have talked about this, but let's, you know, get into the nitty-gritty about what makes a good support worker truly great. And I'm going to start off with reliability and professionalism. So, okay, my first point that I want to make is workers who consistently show up on time and ready to work.
Yay.
Okay, I
We
know
need
this
like
is
a celebration. Cue the celebration. Where's the fireworks?
I just don't think enough importance is put on this, and maybe it's because, you know, I have a little bit of HR experience and I have been a stickler for people showing up on time and ready to work. So technically, if your start time, and I know you guys have heard me say this before, if your start time is 7 a.m., it doesn't mean you show up to work at 7 a.m. You're not walking through the door at 7 a.m. It means you're at work, ready to start working at 7 a.m.
That means the lip gloss goes on after 7 a.m.
Before 7 a.m. But, you know, we've had a few young
Yes.
support workers that have come through here, and they would come in right on the dot when it's their start time, go put their bag down,
Do their makeup.
do their makeup in the toilet,
Yes. Do their makeup,
go to
their
the
hair.
toilet, then come in, turn the kettle on.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, her name was Damien.
Yeah.
She goes and turns the kettle on, makes her coffee first.
Cue the wig.
Yeah, at least there's time.
There seems to be time every day
There's a
for you to
lot of
make a
time.
coffee. Wow.
Boil the jug on the way back to the handover.
So you shouldn't do that. You should be ready to go, ready to start work. And I guess every job is different.
Yes.
I mean, obviously we're a little bit more relaxed, especially when you're working in someone's home. But you also got to remember, not for everyone, not for every client, but here in particular, it's shift work. So you're replacing someone else, and the person who you're replacing, especially if you're coming into the mornings, you're replacing the person who was on night shift, and you've done night shift. You know it's a long night.
Yeah,
you just
do.
want to go home, and if you're waiting for someone to show up right on the dot, that's
Or
a little
even
bit
after.
Yeah,
next
we'll get to that in a second.
You just want to neck yourself.
Oh, whoa, we're going dark. Hold on. Wow, Emma,
Yeah.
you went dark.
Yeah.
Real quick.
But part
Drug
of that reliability and professionalism is the feeling of relief when you know that someone dependable is walking through the door. Like for you guys, it would be knowing you're going to be on someone that you really enjoy working with. For me, as the wife of the client, it's knowing that, I mean, everyone who walks through the door is dependable because I'm very fussy about the type of people that work here. But it's also knowing that the two people who are on shift, I know that depending on who it is, it's going to make the day fun or it's going to make the day a bit boring.
Yeah.
Speaking of boring, if you snore any louder, sunshine.
Yeah, you being a fun sponge, Paul.
There
we go. We're
all right.
happy to be here.
Okay, very good. Let's stay awake, shall we, for the people of the internet? Cool. Thank you. Anyway, so the third point I wanted to make on this is sometimes people are not reliable when it comes to shifts. And I'm not talking about the people who, have to cancel at the last minute, like an emergency comes up. From time to time, these things happen and it can't be helped. But if you've got someone who is a serial canceller at the last minute, that becomes a problem because it's not just letting your client down, you're also letting the rest of the team down because luckily, like Paul's team, we always have someone who will cover.
There's always a couple of people
even though Damien's a big one.
Damien's been doing the long hauls lately.
Well, even today, double shift, right? And then tomorrow again. So
we call him money bags. No.
He's saving up for he's saving up for all those hot dates he has to go on.
Has to funded the date.
Yeah.
You have to go fund me for Damien's dating life. Link down below.
Fund my love life.
Yeah.
Like Tinder not doing it for you anymore?
I don't do Tinder.
Oh,
Hinge,
sorry.
it's Hinge.
That is sacrilegious.
Oh.
Or is it Grinder? Sorry.
No comment.
That was a joke, but turned serious, apparently.
That was too funny.
So do you guys have anything to add to...
Yeah, I think even like the ones that cancel a lot as well, like if we already don't have staff and then they've picked up shifts to cover somebody that's off and then they cancel then, it's a nightmare really for all of us.
Is it?
Yes. It is.
It can be.
Especially over like busy periods like Christmas or Easter when a lot of people do take time off. That's hard.
We've had instances, luckily it doesn't happen often, but instances where your coordinator will usually ask you to put in leave for, let's say, Christmas or Easter or whatever big holidays are going on. And then people put in their leave and then at the last minute, someone goes, oh, you know what, I might take a week off to go away with my family. And it's like, well, hang on.
Yeah, that's right.
Especially if that person does a lot of shifts.
Yeah, or taking months off.
5 days a week.
Yeah.
But at last minute. I mean, we've also had...
that's right, like at
Best
last minute.
case scenario, like give a lot of notice at least.
Yeah.
Like if you can, for the ability for the program, the household to run smoothly and the client is going to get a smooth continuation of services with minimal disruption, but it doesn't always work. I mean, we're lucky in this house that as a last resort I have to step in for anyone,
but like some clients don't have that luxury at all.
Exactly. So it's just something to something to keep in mind. Okay, the next point is something that I value in support workers is when they don't snore so loud.
Aww, Polly.
So something I value is emotional intelligence and compassion.
Yeah, I think that's a big one.
An example is someone who intuitively knows what Paul needs without being told. So a trait that is highly valued on Paul's team, and I think I mentioned this to you earlier today, is I've noticed that it's not just me that values it, but over the years I've noticed that it's something that the team as a whole, I think, values this trait, and that's people who show initiative
Yeah.
with the tasks at hand and not waiting to be told what to do.
Especially when they're first starting here as well.
Yeah, like I want to see people show initiative, because it shows that you have been listening,
Yeah.
that you're confident and feel that you are capable of doing the task. But if you're someone, and I know I have made exceptions to this rule for certain people who might have maybe an intellectual disability to a degree, where you kind of understand that some people need to be told. But if you've been on the program for months and months and the people you're working with are still having to tell you what to do,
You're gonna have
and it's not
issues.
sinking.
It just shows you're disengaged in whatever's going on. So
Correct.
Yeah, more
Yeah.
like you're just here for money.
Yeah,
That's
and
how
you're
it
not
comes
actually
across.
interested in the
Yeah.
client and their well-being and the general well-being of the
yeah, usually
household.
initiative, especially in the beginning of somebody starting here, is a pretty good indicator that they're going to do well here, because
Yeah,
initiative and asking lots of questions,
not too many questions, Emma.
or important questions.
We've already got someone that does
Normally that shows the person wants to be here, and then it's pretty smooth sailing from there, because they become a lot easier to teach because they actually want to learn, and then they just pick things up a lot quicker.
Yeah, that's right. 100%.
Yeah.
I agree.
Another example of emotional intelligence and compassion is a worker who treats your home with respect like it was their own. And I wanted you to, I noted down an example that I would like you to talk about is
Take your pick.
is a certain former support worker here that put a hole in the wall with
Oh,
the wheelchair.
yeah.
Remember
Our
that
buddy,
person?
Our buddy. Yes. Yeah, let's get into it.
Let's get straight.
We have so many,
Well, like cutthroat? No.
examples of this one particular person who I think
we might have even touched on before. I don't know. I can't
we
remember.
may have, but yeah, this person, I'll just tell the story since I was there.
Do you want me to
Okay.
tell it, or do
Okay,
you?
so I came home
Yes.
from somewhere and I noticed that there was a hole in the wall.
You were on holidays. It
Was
was
it?
Yeah, it was like their first family holiday, I think, like without Paul. You guys went on a cruise. Vicky was on a family holiday. We were left to hold down the fort, and you had arrived back home. And you
So it
had
was just me and the kids, not Paul.
Yes, yeah. And you had texted me saying that before I left today, was there any holes in the wall? And I said, no, what do you mean? Was there any
Just
holes
casually,
in the wall?
hey, did anyone put a hole in the wall?
I thought, what could have possibly be like, could have possibly gone wrong? But then you sent me a picture of the hole through the wall. And
But Damien, you were there.
Yeah.
I knew straight away.
I came home and I noticed the wall
I knew straight away.
the hole in the wall, and it was only like maybe that big, and you could see where the position of it 100% came from the wheelchair. So I have this when going between the kitchen to Paul's bedroom, there's like a narrow
Corridor.
part of the corridor. that if you're not careful, yes, you can drive the wheelchair straight into it. So I made a point of saying,
If you're
when,
blind.
well, blind. But if you're turning that corner with the wheelchair, take it wide and slow and pay attention. Because I know it can be tricky to navigate that corner. So when I came home and I noticed it, I hit the roof. I was like, who the hell did that?
It was very
Yeah.
much like that.
And actually, this is a pretty good example of like a bad example of initiative. I know we said initiative is a good trait, but it can also be quite bad because this person, this is gonna sound okay. This is gonna sound mean, but this is like a good way to describe it. A lot of the ordeals that happened around him were very Mr. Bean-esque, you know. Like he means well, good heart and everything, but it's just a bit of a klutz, like bit too overconfident, but doesn't actually know how to do the job. Like he's got a lot of initiative and he wants to do the job and he wants to do it right. And I saw that
And
plenty
he's
of
overconfident.
and
in
he's
everything.
just
He can actually do
overconfident
every
in
single
everything. But that's becomes an issue because then when you're trying to teach them, but they already know, it's like, okay, well, what am I going to teach you then? You already know.
Yeah, but then
And-
he does the task and
You just
not well.
yeah.
So
That's
and
why
it
I'm
seemed
Mr.
it was a
Bean-esque.
pattern. Pattern. That's so slack, Damien. You're going.
No, but like
You're
really
going to
think
hell.
about
To
it.
be honest,
Like,
it's fitting. It's true.
it's very fitting.
True.
because
We have so many
Okay.
stories about this specific person. Like,
But okay, so you said it wasn't there
no.
when you were on shift, and I remember asking you, Damien, and you said that
And I knew
wasn't
straight
there. It wasn't there when you started your shift.
because
it was
walked
pretty
in,
obvious.
Yeah, I walked in and I walked past that car. I did not notice anything there.
Yeah.
And then when I come back, there's a hole there. I'm like,
And I even said to him, I go, do you know anything? He goes, no, I don't know anything about it. And it's like,
mind
Someone
you,
knows.
he just asked me, oh, let me drive it.
yeah.
And the
But you remember when I walked away, he,
He tried to diminish it.
yes. So he was almost admitting to it,
Yeah.
but
What do
trying
they
to
call
say,
it? Like guilt by omission, like just kind of softly.
yeah,
admitting
yeah,
it.
yeah, which became a pattern with him, with other
Yes.
examples of things where he, I don't know, it was just mindlessness.
Yeah,
It's
mindlessness.
so
Yes.
much mindlessness.
That's what I mean. Like
it
just
was
Mr.
like,
Bean-esque.
honestly, like he just lacked common sense.
Yeah.
Like it was very lacking of common sense.
But again, like that's an example of you can show initiative, but don't be overconfident and thinking
Yeah.
that you can do everything. Like humble yourself to know. Even if you come from a different industry and you have a lot of experience, not every situation is the same. Not every
Yeah.
program is the same. Not every client is the same. Not every household is the same. So you got to take all those things into effect. That it's a lot of different things that you're going to experience. So you got to try and at least.
Boring you, are we, Sunshine?
I was like, this guy. Yeah.
You gotta just humble yourself to the fact that you need to just learn how things are done in the place that you're working at. It's not-
Yes,
You gotta be
yeah.
not
willing
all
to
pos-
learn.
Because this is, it's still my home.
Yeah.
And of course, I know I have to make allowances. Like, okay, he wasn't the first person to put a hole in my
Yeah.
wall with the wheelchair, right? But he was the first person that denied it
Yeah.
to a
Yes.
core. And I said, if you do damage to my home, I would far more appreciate it if you just come and be honest with me rather than you did it, but you don't want to own up to it
Yeah.
because you're a coward. That's going to get you unemployed from this home very
Yes,
quickly.
yeah. Or they
Because,
blame someone else.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I just own it.
Yeah.
I would appreciate it. And I think other people have done it where,
Yeah.
oh, look, I think I made a mark on the skirting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, it's no big deal, I
Yeah,
know
that's
it's
all right.
there. I know that it's not, like, at the end of the day, it's a house. It's not a museum. It's not a display home. We live here. I have
Yeah.
bloody kids. So I know what it's like, I'm not going
Yeah.
to, I can't walk around with a, putty and a paintbrush
Yeah.
every day. So, But yeah, it's just treating. I appreciate people who treat my home with the respect
Yeah.
as if it was their own. But it's also little things like wiping up after yourself, cleaning up spills. Hang up the damn sponge, Damien. The sponge has a holder. You should put it there.
It does.
Okay? It's not hard. But I seem to be saying this to you every day.
This is why he's
day,
going to be
Damien.
husband material.
Hey, have you
All
seen
the credit
God
is
help
to
that
Vicky.
woman
No.
that becomes his wife.
Have you seen me do it since?
Yes.
Give it
I learned
time.
it, man.
Give it time. Give it time.
No.
Like 300 time lucky.
That's the thing. I get, some things I pick up fast, some slow.
Yeah. He's one of the what's the one, the workers.
What?
Nothing doing. No, I'm not gonna say it. It's gonna be mean. It's gay. It's gay.
Okay.
That's
so,
nice for me to not engage with that.
I think also I wanted to bring up a positive point where I also want this in terms of emotional intelligence and compassion. I wanted this household to feel like I want good energy,
Yeah.
good flow of energy from everyone. So when you come in, you're positive.
Yeah.
I want to say upbeat, but I know that's not always possible because people have crappy days
Yeah,
and,
yeah, of
and
course.
bad and good days. But a lot of people, like a lot of us, have worked in places that are toxic and
Yeah.
very negative. So I've even, I've had a long career in this industry. So I've had clients that are not very nice and not, times where I wasn't looking forward to going to work and things like that. And I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to feel like that coming to this household. So that's also very important to me that people, come here with good vibes and good intentions and want to be here and want to enjoy coming to work.
Make a difference as well, right?
Sure, you can make a difference if you want. It's an optional extra.
I also think this is a bit of a nuanced point to that. Like I'm working here pretty often. Like I'm almost here every day.
I'm like,
Money bags.
do I not say Damien, lives here more than he's at his own home?
Turns up with a briefcase.
Yeah.
And he does one
I'm
of
gonna
those.
start paying rent.
Yeah, it's got the money going.
Yeah, so I'm in this house more than I'm in my own house. But what I was gonna say off that is like, majority of the time I do try to bring a pretty positive attitude in here. I don't try to bring any, stuff I've got going on at home and bring it in here. But I think it's important that it's also I think it's also important that nothing is forced, like, because at the end of the day, we do also have our own lives, but also you guys are in your home living your own life. So there might be days where you're just not feeling it, and I'm not gonna be like, hey Vicky, come on, let's let's
You
be positive.
personally don't do that, but
Yeah.
there is someone here that does that. And it's like, settle the F down because I'm not in a good mood right now.
And when I see that, like, I don't feel overly obliged to change. Like, this is your house. Like, you should feel free to be however you want to be. And then the times that you do feel good, it is good because you feel good.
Yeah.
And nothing was forced, you know.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
the same way with us. I'm not gonna come in here if I don't feel good and be like, like that doesn't make sense to me, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
thank God.
at the most.
Wow.
At least we don't have to see that.
Whoa.
Domestic
Leave the
violence.
domestic violence at home far out.
Here we are telling everyone how crazy
Wow.
I'm telling you,
this will be.
these guys give me so much flack.
Trying to whack me over there.
My self-control
God, that was
is like
like-
up here right now. You know?
Yeah, clearly, so much self-control. You're about to backhand your co-host there.
You made me forget.
Well
my
done.
point.
Well done, Damien. That
It's
was
like a
great.
hostage situation.
Yeah, like, but you know
Wow.
what I mean. Like, I'm not gonna come in here and force one things to be one way. If I'm not feeling good, the most I'll do is I'm not gonna be as talkative, but I'm still gonna respond to everyone like nicely. I'm
Yeah,
still
but
going to do what I need to do.
when you're not talkative, you still have them going, "What's wrong, Damien?
Yeah,
What's wrong? Do you want to talk
There's
about
something
it?"
wrong. It has to be wrong.
What? I'm correct every single time.
I can be like, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. She said it about 50 times. Now there's something wrong.
This is a common issue I'm having my whole life.
I could just be low energy, and then because you pestered me so much, you're the issue.
It's actually turned into family counselling around the table.
Like, we
Tell
know
me
your
what you
problems.
don't like.
We know your problems. It's a process of elimination. Okay, so he didn't go on a date.
Yeah.
He did kind of say he did something with his brother. we kind of, we work out what your problem is before you
probably
even
just
know.
because you have no hair. Like,
Whoa!
Oh God, you went
Body
straight for the
shaming.
jugular, Emma.
Body
Seriously,
shaming.
seriously. So this is not a toxic environment at all.
you really want to work here?
Okay,
Oh my god, it's
so
too
moving on.
hot. Yeah, we might have to cut that out.
Still on the good side of support work.
Oh, we haven't got to the bad yet.
No, not yet. Wow, we're charging through it. Okay, skills that go beyond the job.
Yeah.
So something that I appreciate is someone who learns a new skill. It can be like a new way of communicating or using equipment or physio techniques or anything that's specific to kind of Paul.
Yeah.
And I think, Damien, this is where you are a good example of this. And it's using the iPad to make choices for Paul and finding objects for hand exercises. Can you talk us a little bit more through that?
Yeah, I just try to incorporate different things that I know Paul can use to, basically interpret information and make choices. I know the iPad, like we used to do the whiteboard a lot. I remember we used to just make options on the whiteboard and then you can pick. But I just remember thinking like, there's not much stimulus on the whiteboard. It's just words.
Yeah.
And especially if they're long answers, it can be just like confusing to look at. And he's probably like, I can ask him a question and then the words will kind of just mean nothing. Like I'll give him 4 options for parks, let's say. What does that mean? They're just 4 different names of parks. It's not like I can describe it to him.
So what does the iPad do that's different?
Well, on the iPad, what I basically do, there's like free apps and stuff you can use where you can put imagery to those words. So it's the same thing as the whiteboard essentially, but you actually get visual feedback of what that particular choice might be. Same thing with the games. Like if we have a game that we normally play, I'll put like visual representations of what that thing will entail. Like if it's like if we're doing a game around his music taste, there's like different artists on it and it's like bangers or trash or whatever. It's just to kind of give him some visual reference of like that thing that we're about to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And while on this topic as well, I like workers who can find creative solutions, especially during tricky moments. So an example I wanted to talk about was something more recent. Remember when we went to the drag races with Paul?
Ooh,
and I
yeah.
think you were
She wasn't
there.
there. Oh yeah, she was
No,
there.
Emma was there. Well, I was on the
Already.
phone with you, and you were like,
that's right.
and your husband was doing the burnout. So we were like looking forward to this, to go to the drag races because Paul, when he used to ride motorbikes, he used to go and race all the time. So we were very familiar, and it was a fun night out. And when we got to the drags, we were in the car park and there was a bit of a situation with Paul where he needed immediate personal care.
Yeah.
And mind you, the drag races was about 45 minutes away from home.
Yeah.
So we were a bit of a distance, and we also had a particular support worker. She had just done her 2 buddy shifts, and it was her first official day working with Paul, first shift. And I was like, oh, we're going to have to go home. You know, we have to clean Paul up. And I was, you know, disappointed. We were all looking forward to this. The kids were with us. And Damien said, I reckon we could do this in the back of the van. So Damien had drove all the way to the back of the car park, right, where there was no cars, parked in a way that we, because Paul accesses the van through the back, not the side, and we put the blanket over the windscreen, over the windshield. The girls, both girls, stood guard in front of it, like our girls, just to make sure that no one was going to come around.
They're probably like, what are they doing?
And Damien, myself, and the new support worker, we managed to do a full change of Paul in the back of the van.
Put a blanket on the windshield as well so we could cover it.
I just said that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, great at paying attention, Damien.
Goldfish
That's
memory.
one thing that we need to. We want in a support worker is someone who listens.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that was an example of like being creative and coming up with a solution, like how we're going to do this, because we've never had to go that far before, and we ended up having a great night. Do you remember that, Paulie? Of course you do. That was a great night.
We heart that support worker that existed.
Okay, moving on. The next point that we're still on the good is fitting into the family. So workers who mesh well with the kids, with the family, and with the rhythm of the household. So I have to admit, myself and the kids, sometimes we might take a bit of time warming up to new support workers, because building trust takes a bit of time. But I think you know that we really like certain support workers because we will opt to go out with you guys, you know, because you do spend a lot of time going out with Paul and doing things. But if me and the kids want to go, or sometimes even the kids, like Layla will often go out with, you know, just you guys, if you're going somewhere. That's usually a good sign that we are comfortable in your company. We've gone to the beach, dinner, to the pub, parks, and
It's always the days
concerts.
It's always the days that they're like unassuming. We think nothing's gonna happen. Turns out to be like some of the funnest days.
right. And like sometimes, because like an example, when we went to the Good Things Festival, and I had such anxiety leading up to it, because I was like, it's going to be raining, it's going to be muddy, how are we going to get the wheelchair across all that mud, it's going to be humid. There was a whole string of things that were concerning me.
The stars were aligning.
And even though, it was crappy weather, the ground was wet, but we still had a good time. And I think it comes down to just the company you're with, and just, you know, making the most of the situation.
We're all getting drenched together. So.
A bad time with good company is always better than like a good time with bad company.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Should put that on a
t-shirt.
Right? That's like
on a t-shirt.
starts at the merch.
So another point is you have the rare staff who feel like they're part of the family, but still know how to keep boundaries to the best of their abilities. So I'm just trying to think of an example. Like when I've had to have, let's say, a serious conversation with Paul, but
It's hard to avoid.
it's hard. Well, I can't. It's sometimes difficult if Paul is requiring care, but I need to talk to him at the same time. Yes, I can go and drag Paul, you know, into another room and just hang on there. But you guys, a lot of you already know a lot of our business. Like you've been with us for long enough that you kind of know what goes in and out.
It's also too much friction on everyday life. Like, it's like every interaction you have to think who's listening. Is like, you just want to live in your house and like
Yes,
talk. You know?
yes. And so I've learnt to, I don't want to say it's like an open forum into our personal life, but it kind of is because whilst there have to be boundaries in place, because I consider a lot of you friends, I feel like I can bounce things off because even though for Paul, I can explain to you what's going on, of whatever the situation is. I need that feedback sometimes that I can't get because Paul's nonverbal. It, like, obviously if I ask the right questions, but I still may not be getting Paul's true opinion or advice on whatever it is. So sometimes it's also good having you guys there that I can bounce off you, and you can give me your opinion from a different perspective where I think, oh, I didn't think of it that way. But yeah, so it's important then that I have a trust in the people that's around us, that I do feel comfortable that I can do that.
And for your kids as well. Hey?
Yeah, definitely. And I think for kids it's even more important because they're still they're not adults. They're not 100% in knowing how to navigate certain conversations, and they need to be able to trust in you guys too. And they're still learning as they go along. So what qualities do you think makes the best workers stand out immediately? What do you reckon?
Shows initiative, 100%.
Initiative is a good one.
Initiative is the main one. Like initiative.
That is sweet.
That damn initiative.
Damn, it wasn't.
I know.
Initiative, yeah.
Because I'm thinking to when I do meet and greets with new staff.
Oh, I can pick apart that. Do you want?
Do you know what? And do you know why you can pick that apart? Is because we've become so good at picking up those things that we don't like in someone, usually fairly quickly. And for me, a standout example was recently at one of the meet and greets, and I don't know if I mentioned this in a previous episode, but I did a meet and greet with a guy. He was lovely. He was a lovely guy. But he came in and I introduced him to Paul, and he goes, "Hello, Paul," and sorry, and pats him on the head. And I was like, why the hell are you patting a grown man on the head like a dog?
There's no.
We're gonna have punch-ons next year.
So it's people. What I appreciate is people who treat Paul like he's a normal person.
But Paul is a normal person. So.
Well, I mean, that's still debatable, but
Bro, she's ripping on you, man.
You're very
look, if roles were reversed, he'd be saying far worse crap about me. Trust me. Isn't that right, Paul?
9 years built up, ready to go.
And as mentioned previously, I think a good quality for people, support workers that stand out to me, is people who show a genuine interest in the job, listening attentively, show initiative, as you said, ask an appropriate amount of questions.
And the correct questions. Like if you're asking me how much money I make, that's like an issue.
Yes, we have had that, haven't we?
Yes, we have plenty of times where they come and might even be just their first shift. And they ask how much money we make, what hourly rate are you on? I've been cornered before where literally I couldn't get out because they wanted to know how much you make.
Yeah, it's like, that's none of...
Yeah, literally.
We'll just give, from now on, we just give them Damien's phone number.
Yeah.
Mr. Moneybags over there.
Yeah. Make sure you put one of those locks on your briefcase, eh? those code digit ones. Anyway.
What do you think, Damien? What are some really good qualities that stand out for a support worker?
Are we talking in general or this program?
No, in general.
Whatever you want.
I'll say something that's kind of a little bit more nuanced. So it's more specific to this program. Obviously, every program is different. The client's condition can be different. The family surrounding the client can be different. The program can be structured differently, different objectives. Like there's so many unique things that goes into every single client. But for this program in particular, and probably a lot of other programs, subtle things like if the family is playful and has a sense of humor and likes to take things lightly.
Are there those kind of families out there?
Yeah, I don't know anyone. I've never
That's
worked with anyone
weird.
like
That's
that.
weird that you would say that.
And you
Families that want to do podcasts and like what?
and you manage to have an interest to engage on some level or participate on some level. On that level, I think besides the clinical stuff can make you a really good support worker because you facilitate. It's not written anywhere, but you're facilitating part of
one,
like
Damien.
what's huh?
No, but- no, it's
You
a
fac-
good point. Yeah.
Yeah, you're facilitating what's part of like a vital part of their own life and home life, and how you can just enable them to have pretty much a normal life, so
Yeah. It's like putting some light in darkness, because I mean, it is whatever has put the client into that position. For a lot of people, it's been a traumatic experience, and not just for the client, the whole family who have to then adapt to a new way of life, especially like in our situation. And I've myself have been and seen clients who are still very very depressed and just dark and negative about the situation. And I want to come in being that little bit of light in someone's life,
Yeah.
and adding a touch of humor and adapting.
like adding value on top of just the clinical aspect. And
Yeah.
it doesn't, I'm not just saying this for like, let's say a family that likes to joke around and stuff. You might go to a family and they're quite serious, but they really care about getting really good care for their relative or whoever it is that they need care for. They would rather you be very specific about how you're doing your clinical care and do it really well, and that makes them happy. Maybe that's the need that they need for that program. So do it in that way. Or you might go into a program and the client's family is not taking it very well, the client's not taking it well. So all round, it's quite a negative atmosphere. So you can do your clinical care, but you see that there's an obvious need for you to have some sort of positive output. So this isn't just you're not just walking into a situation and you're wondering like, how is this improving anything? I've been part of programs like that, and it's sometimes just the little subtle conversations of like, you don't have to try and change someone's life right away, but it's just like they might say something really negative, and you'll just softly interject another idea like, hey man, like
Redirect.
redirect it. You
to
don't need to
something
be
more
like,
positive.
hey man, just be positive. And there's no, that's
too much.
you can't just expect
Yeah.
somebody to change, especially when they're going through something really difficult.
And you know what? Didn't you have someone who was suicidal?
Yes, I had a client that was suicidal.
Yeah, and so you can't just make them switch that off,
No.
like that. So
It'd be
and-
great if you could.
Yeah,
but
you have to
can't.
kind of be like what Damien says, adaptive to the environment, but kind of shifting a mindset very slowly into a
Yes.
more positive direction.
Yeah.
Which
And-
is a
It's
that's a great point.
necessary.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
And to
yeah.
be honest, like I would rather train someone that has no experience whatsoever, but they're willing to learn and they have a good personality.
Yeah.
Because it's the vibe you bring to like the client, the family, and the whole team.
I think that's look, it doesn't work, and anything we say here, it doesn't work with every client. You have to kind of get to know the client and what their needs are.
Yeah.
But definitely, I think if you're going into this industry thinking that, oh, this is just, an easy way to make money, you're actually working with other human beings.
Yeah.
So there needs to be at an absolute minimum, at the very foundation of your personality, not your skill set, but your personality, is empathy and compassion.
Yeah, you just have to care to some degree. Like
It's not like we can teach anyone to do this work.
Yeah.
But if you want to do it well
Yeah.
and you want to add value to your client's life and their family, and in turn rewarding yourself, your soul, pretty much, for the good work that you're putting in, that's what this industry needs, those kind of people. All right. Now we're going to the next part of the program where we talk about the bad.
where you cue like the horror movie music.
Okay, so the next part of this episode is the bad. So the challenges, the red flags, and the hard lessons. So we're not going to name and shame, but we do have a lot of stories.
Damn, where's my checklist? No.
But some recurring problem types that I'm gonna bring to your attention is, as mentioned before, reliability issues. So people who are chronically late, and the domino effect it causes, like potentially appointments can be missed, and there's then stress on the family shoulders. And this is not referring to the people who come late once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
But on our team, we do have one or two people who are notorious for coming late.
Yeah. Don't come late. You've been warned. No.
Well, it's just...
It's actually, I find, like, for me, to be honest, and I hate it when people come late, is that it's just disrespectful. That's what I think. It's disrespectful. Okay? No.
And I hope that people that are chronically tardy are listening. Tardy. Yeah, that means late.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, it's old-fashioned
like-
words. Sorry.
What? That's like off Clueless. They're like tardies.
Yes.
Okay. That's a good movie.
You never knew what that meant in the movie?
No.
Oh, now you do.
It's my favourite movie though.
Tardiness. Tardy, not tarty.
Oh.
Like, oh, you look like a tart.
No.
It's no tardy.
Tardiest.
No, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, the people that are tardiest.
I don't think that's a thing, but
Come on, Diane.
No.
No, it's just disrespectful. Like, it's disrespectful to the family. It's, as you said, like, if you have something on and your support workers are late, you can't leave on time.
It's actually a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, same.
A personal peeve of mine, because I can't stand people who come late. Not the once in a blue moon. Like if you text me and say, oh, I'm running 10 minutes behind, there's traffic, or something happened or whatever, once in a blue moon. But there are people who it's a habit now.
Yeah.
And that you're going to be late, leave a bit earlier.
Yeah. But it's also like you set the foundation for the other workers, like the example,
Yes,
really. Because if one person comes late continuously, then every other worker or some other workers think, oh, it's actually okay because there's no repercussions.
That's right.
So I'll just do it. And like, it's also annoying if you're training new people and then they also see that people are coming late, then they start to do it as well.
Yeah,
And
it's like it's acceptable behavior
Yeah.
when it really isn't. But I've also had to learn to, like, just for me personally in this household, pick my battles with certain things, because I am a very flexible person.
yeah.
I know, especially people who have kids, for example, if they have to go for school pickup or whatever, I've been in their shoes. So I think I'm a little bit more lenient. Where I'm not lenient, where it frustrates me is there's just no excuse. No one actually tells me why they're running late. They just think, oh, well, Vicky won't do anything about it.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't take advantage because...
The claw's coming out.
I always text or call, even if I think I'm going to be late. anyway.
Yeah, but see, like that's still better
and half
than
the
not.
time you end up coming on
Yeah,
time.
You're
so
really not that late.
I know where people have to travel a bit of a distance.
Yeah.
You can't control traffic. So
Yeah.
I get that.
But like some people don't even text or call. And then like I understand if you're late every now and again as well. But if it's every day and you don't text or call or just every day, like I work day shift, I want to leave at 3 o'clock because I do have appointments.
Yes.
Or I
Yeah,
do
yeah,
have
yeah.
to go and do things. So
Yeah.
it's annoying.
The other one is the last minute cancellations, which I know we
Yeah.
already spoke about, but it can disrupt the rest of the day because, and again, luckily this doesn't happen regularly, but things do happen where you have to cancel last minute, but it can make things difficult for me because I have been in the situation where I have made plans and months of planning that I wanted to do something for myself or go out with my friends or
Like the movies.
whatever. Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was not long ago. I had planned to go to the movies to watch. It was the premiere of a movie, and I had gotten. Luckily, it was free tickets.
Yeah.
But
Kids
you
VIP.
had to book, and it was a whole thing, and there was dinner and drinks, and I was really looking forward to it for months, and then the day came and someone cancelled
Last minute.
and there was no one to cover, and I had to cancel my movie date.
Yes.
So, but that's look. At the end of the day, it is my responsibility because I knowing that because I'm fussy with carers and the way that the smooth running of this program means that I don't accept new staff, like someone that hasn't been here before, just to come and fill in, because there's really no point unless that person is very, very experienced and working with someone who is also experienced in the running of this household. But it doesn't always work like that because sometimes it's been the blind leading the blind, where you have two new people who haven't been here very long
I was gonna
trying to work out what to do. And if I'm not here to direct and navigate how the shift is going to go, it ends in disaster. And I don't want that because, life is tough enough for Paul. He doesn't need that extra.
And it's hard for you to be even relaxed that he's getting the type of care that he needs,
Yeah.
And like I was just going to say, goes across the board too. Like, end of the day, we're in an industry where we're working with people and we are the service. So depending on who it is that you're working with, there can be implications that you just can't get around. And if you do, like, it's different if like you work at a barber shop and you cancel last minute. There'll be like another young barber will come in and replace you. It's not that big of a deal.
That's right. That's
But
different.
Here, you do a last minute cancellation. Let's say you're working for a client, but they only can take male workers, and then you rock up and they've only got female workers to offer them. They're just stuck now. Or vice versa. They only want males. You cancel, and they've only got, you know what I mean? Like there's always repercussions for that thing, for having to do something like that last minute. So a bit to think about.
Look, we also get which I'll just touch on, boundary problems. So we've had workers who overshare personal drama, and I'm thinking about that lady who came for training and cried about her car.
Yes.
And so the whole shift was
she cried the whole shift. She cried. And it was her training. Like it was on a shift with me and another support worker, and it was her first day. I think it was her first day.
First training day. And she literally was too invested in her phone and about her personal life that she sat on her phone the whole shift and cried. And didn't
she showed,
I think she followed you around, but
she followed us around on her phone though. Like she would not even show any
Interest
interest.
involved.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not the first person to have done it and won't be the last, I'm sure.
She did not care. That was bad.
But you've also, you get those who cross a line with the kids or our
Yeah.
private space. And I'm just thinking of one person in particular who yelled at Layla.
Yeah.
Well, she was much younger. She's like nearly 15 now. But when she was a lot younger, we had someone who yelled at her.
Yeah.
And
Have to step in.
yeah, but I think I have to make it clear, like, as we've talked about before, a lot of the support workers are parents themselves. So there's that instinct that kicks in if you see your client's children maybe potentially doing something dangerous or, doing something that you just want to caution them or whatever, but there is a way to do it.
Yeah.
And you have to remember, just because it's acceptable for you to yell at your children, you don't do that to your client's children.
No.
They're not your kids. You might have a polite conversation with them, or you come and tell the parents.
Yeah.
But
That's
you
right.
never take it upon yourselves to yell or discipline them.
No.
They're not your children to do
it's not
that.
in your job description. Don't do it.
And then also someone who treats your home like a social lounge. Now, my home is a social lounge. And that's usually a sign that people are comfortable.
Just get
It's
a
hap-
shisha and put it on.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Shisha, yeah,
it's happy hour after 5, I've heard.
But
Let's smoke that.
my mum recently shared a story with you guys about 2 support workers who were from the same country.
Yes.
So one had been working with us for a long time and the other guy was new, and they were from the same country, and they spent, I wasn't even home, but mum she was getting so angry because they spent the majority of the shift talking about the country and the history and basically completely ignoring Paul. So that's not cool. Your client comes first.
Yeah. Or when they speak in their own language to each other.
Oh, that's another one.
another whole issue
Communication
as
is
well.
another one, but I think we've talked about that.
Yeah.
All right. The next point of the bad is a lack of care or skill.
Yes.
So anything like poor hygiene, unsafe handling, not following care plans, and I've had more than once where I've had to address the hygiene issue with care staff. It's not a pleasant conversation to have, and sometimes I have to be very strategic how I do it, because I know that talking about someone's lack of hygiene
It can be offensive.
can be very offensive.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to offend, but you're offending me with your smell and your lack of cleanliness, and it's my house.
Yeah.
So
And for the client as well. Like, that's just work health and
if
safety.
I can't help it, if I can't handle it, I certainly don't want someone who can't look after themselves looking after my husband.
Yeah.
A long time ago, we had this lady, and I knew she wasn't wearing deodorant, and she was of a culture where there was a lot of garlic and spices in her diet, that it comes through the pores, and that's cool, but shower, wear deodorant, put perfume on. I don't care what you have to do.
Straight up shower.
But it's
Just common sense, guys. Just
yeah,
common
but
sense.
it's a lot of people don't even realize half the
it's
time.
lacking of
and
common
then
sense.
it's the smell is deeply ingrained in my couch, in the bed you sleep on, and
in all your belongings.
then I have to have that uncomfortable conversation, because I don't want to have to escalate it to the coordinator.
The best thing to do in this situation is, like, you have to think of yourself as if you were Paul. Like, if this was you in this position, how do you want to treat someone else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, it just comes down to, just poor habits in your own personal
Yeah.
life. Because I've been around people, like me myself personally, if I go out of the house and I remember I didn't put deodorant on, I can't stop thinking about it.
Oh, me neither.
Like
If I didn't even
I'm
have
like I
perfume,
need to find
and you
something.
constantly
Give
go,
me
yeah.
like anything. Give me the bathroom spray. I'll put it in there. You know? Like I can't. And like as soon as I get a whiff of like beer on myself, I'm like I just have to address it. So it's just a lack of conscientiousness around those types of things. But yeah, honestly, that's a lot of what bad habits are around. Like just even being in the workplace. Like for me, there's many things you've told me that I shouldn't do, but it's not because like I'm intentionally trying to do something like stupid or like negligent. It's just like I'm not aware of it until you tell me. You know what I mean? Like there'll be sometimes I'll be like, you know, doing something in the kitchen. You're like, use a plate. I'm like, oh yeah, true.
Stop cutting on my bench.
Yes.
Use a chopping board. Dang it.
I do that at home and I just don't think about it. So
He's carving his name in the bench
Yeah.
at this point.
I'll
No.
carve my name into his bald head in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. Another point is someone who clearly has no interest in learning Paul's needs. And I know we've had this
We've had a
come
lot
up
of that.
a number of times, but now from the moment that we notice it, that someone has no interest in learning about Paul's care needs,
They don't last very long these days.
I just get rid of them now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty cutthroat about it because if you can't show that, if you're showing a disinterest in your client from the very beginning, I'm not going to allow you to hang around until you come good.
Yeah.
That's just a huge red flag for me.
And it becomes an issue with the staff because then everyone starts getting the shits because
Yeah.
they just don't care.
That's right. That's
And it's
right.
like, what are
Everyone
you here
notices,
for?
especially
Yeah.
when you work in a big team.
Yeah.
But there was a situation that I don't want to say scared me, but made me really uncomfortable. And that was in the early days where a support worker took video footage and photos without Paul's or my consent.
Yeah.
And it was video footage of Paul. And I had noticed this support worker had shown me not the video footage of Paul, but of another client. Like, I did this with a client. And immediately I said, I don't want to see that. You shouldn't be showing me photos or videos of another client unless it's like, you know, like public on the internet.
Yeah.
But this was like personal on his phone. And I said, because if he's willing to show me another client, it wasn't derogatory. It wasn't like anything nasty or negative or whatever. It was like something positive. But the point was, I don't know if this client had given him consent to show that footage. And at the time we were going through, it was leading up to the Paul's court case. There was a whole thing around me not posting things on social media. I was just trying to stay off social media altogether. And this person had a very public profile, a social media profile across a number of platforms. Yeah. And so he was posting photos of my husband on various platforms. And when I brought it to his attention, I'm like, dude, you know we're going through a court case.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I cannot be showing these photos online until after it's all finished. And in the very first instance, you don't have my permission.
Yeah. I remember that.
So he actually got the shits with me because I had brought it to his attention. He goes, I'm not doing anything about it. He goes, no lawyer is looking at my page, trust me. And I said, that's not the point.
That's not the point.
That
Yeah,
is
it's
not the
social media.
point.
Whatever you put on social media is out there for the rest of your life.
Needless
note.
to say, he was gone.
Yes.
It didn't take long for me to get rid of him because
Bye.
that was like a
It's just
betrayal.
little bit of arrogance, to be honest with you. 'Cause
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much so.
Yeah, he
very
was very
much so.
much
He
like
was
that.
he was arrogant.
Yes.
Anyway,
But
moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yes, keep going.
Because we have another point to make before the end of the show, and we're trying to get through all these points. Cultural incompatibility or personality mismatch. So sometimes it's not a person that is. I don't think people are bad. They're just not a good fit for us in this program. And you might get that across other programs where you might be a really good set of skills for one client, but your personality doesn't mesh with another client. So it doesn't mean you're bad. You're a bad worker, but some people are just not suited to some clients. And as someone who's worked in management and trying to fit, you've got a lot of things to fit when you are putting on a new client or a new support worker. Will this person's personality match what the client needs? Will they get along well? Will it be good chemistry for the client and the worker? And I'm usually pretty clear about this when I do meet and greets with new workers. Because I remind them, I tell them I'm fussy. You know, you've probably been told by the coordinator that I'm one of those fussy wives. And it's not a reflection of whether you are a good or bad person, but you may not possess the qualities that we are looking for as a team, not just me as his wife, but as a team. There's a certain kind of personality that fits in with us. Like, generally people who are quite bubbly and have a good sense of humor, even if you don't possess the skills, the clinical nursing skills that Paul needs, because he's a complex client.
you can always learn that.
Yeah, that's right.
We can teach you everything you need to know. Exactly. And so if you come in with good energy and an eagerness to get to know Paul, you know, that works in your favor.
Yeah, you've already got a tick.
And, you know, don't lie and say you have experience in a particular...
Yes, we've had ones like that too.
In a particular field,
Do you know
and
what I'm talking
then
about?
you start working and it turns out you have no friggin' idea.
Yeah, you have no idea.
And that really shits me up the wall, because that has happened so many times. And it's like, just be honest.
Yeah.
You know, I've been honest with you and I've told you I'm really fussy with staff and I don't really care about your experience. I care about your personality.
Yeah, you can't fake it till you make it in this industry.
I just can't stand dishonesty from new staff. And I also cannot stand people who come onto the team saying, I have all this availability. I can work, you know, Monday to Sunday, anytime you want. And then they start, because you're looking for people to fill Friday afternoons or Wednesday mornings. And then they start the shifts and suddenly I can't work this day. I can't work that day. And it's like, okay, but you came in telling us that you have all this availability.
That's why you got the job.
You got the job because you could fill in the spots that we needed, and all of a sudden you back out. It's very frustrating. And I think that also comes from the manager in me, because I've been in that situation so many times on the management side of it, and now I'm seeing how it affects on the other side, on the client side. So
If you want more shifts, just do what I do. Just have no life.
you can have a life, but don't lie about it. Like, don't lie about what you're available to do.
100%. Yes.
But it's also my last point. It's also good when your own personal values match with the clients or families. But if it doesn't, and you can't be professional about it, don't try and change the client's value system to meet your own, because at the end of the day, you're a guest in their home. Like, you guys are guests in our home. So if you don't agree with the way we do things here, and you can't
break away from it,
well, you can't compartmentalize between your own values and ours.
That's a big word.
You'll have to Google it. You'll have to Google it, Emma.
I'll put the definition down below, guys. It's okay.
Just, keep it don't work here.
Yeah.
It's
That's
that
right.
separate. Don't try and
Either keep your mouth shut or leave.
don't try and convert us.
Yeah, we don't want to be converted. We're our own people.
I think, that's something that even for me, I remember I used to think ethically, like, what would I do? Like, because I have my own faith and things like that. And it was different for me at a particular, like, I used to think about it when I wasn't in the industry. What would I do? Because there are going to be situations where you're with a client and they might have certain beliefs and you don't agree with those beliefs, but you also have to facilitate that care for them. And then just over time, I think it's changed. You can have your own beliefs, but at the end of the day, everybody has the freedom to choose what they want to do with their life. So whether or not that person, wants to make a decision about what they believe is completely up to them. So it's not up to us to try and, dictate everything about what they believe and what they should be doing with their own life. Everybody can make their own choices. It's never really. It always serves the opposite effect anyway. When you try and like overly influence someone, like this is what you need to do. And Like nobody wants to be told what to do.
That's right.
Especially Emma.
Yeah, don't ever tell me what to do. You'll be
Anyway.
voted off the island. Or at the panel.
All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up because we've been yapping on for probably too long now. We'll do another part to this episode next time where we talk about the awkward, the laugh, cry, and cringe moments because we have a few of those
That'll be
stories up our sleeve.
You'll want to listen to them. Stay
But
tuned.
again, take what we say with a grain of salt, apply it to your life if it resonates with you. If not, remember, we're just a bunch of people talking crap around my dining table.
Yes.
But we do
With the puppy
come
dogs.
with, an abundance of experience. And I think I've been told over the years that our program works really well. And so we're just here wanting to share what works well for us, why this program works well. And it's possible that you can apply it to, whatever you're going through in your life. But we are not medical professionals.
Something's working here, though.
We're
that's
kind
right.
of professional in some way, in some
Yeah.
capacity. I'm not sure how, but
Yeah, if you need some finance advice.
work a lot like Damien. Pick up all the shifts, have all the availability.
Don't have a girlfriend.
Tinder or Grindr dates have to become. They're not top priority. Okay. Anyway, guys, thank you again for another wonderful show. Thank you for listening. And if you have any feedback for us, you can email us at spoonfedtruth@outlook.com, or you can find us on socials like Facebook and Instagram. We would love to hear from you, and thank you again, and say goodbye.
Bye.